Welcome, I'm Cynthia Hoven with Eurythmyonline.com, teaching you how to build your own personal Eurythmy practice of mindful movement. Remember, these lessons are funded entirely through your contributions at Eurythmyonline.com. Welcome. Welcome to the new year, the 2021 Eurythmy series. So glad to see you again. Many of you have been working with me already before Christmas. Some of you are here new. So glad to see you and looking forward to this journey. Let me take a few words here to express where we're going with this series. We know that Eurythmy is a path of mindful movement. Mindful movement that's really directed on a very conscious spiritual path. And in the short Eurythmy series that I do weekly, I am constructing a series of exercises that you can do yourself in 10 to 15 minutes a day. Because your daily Eurythmy practice is such fortification for body, soul, and spirit. It is, in a way, for many people, your meditative practice. So I hope we can have that. And in the current state of the world, dear friends, we need to have so many people who are working consciously on their spiritual path. And my whole intent in creating these online practices is that as many people as possible are given the food that they need to experience their spiritual authentic core as much as possible. As I said, many of you have already been working with me. Some of you are brand new. And so let me just remind you, in these 4 weeks, we're going to be, again, meeting some exercises to help you build your resilience, your immune support, but we're also really headed towards developing the beautiful Eurythmy word, hallelujah. Probably the most sacred of all exercises. Let's take one more moment of centering. The most important part of you is your spiritual core, which you are growing so that in the fullness of time, you will be a being of conscious love. And of course, we identify very much with our physical body. Of course, the physical body is just the clothes that you wear when you're on earth. And the physical body isn't only partially physical, it's also streaming through and through with life. And in Eurythmy, we treat our physical body as a life body. Therefore, we work on these movements that flow in time. And in Eurythmy, we learn to identify with our life and not just with the death that we carry in us. This part of our movement has much to do with things like Tai Chi, because those are the flowing movements. However, Eurythmy doesn't work out of the Tai Chi chakras, it works out of the heart chakra. We are body, we are life, we are also feelings and sensations. This is our so-called astral body, our sensation body, but that's not all that we are either, because the most essential part of you is the seed of self that lives inside you, open to the great infinity of creation. And at an early stage of our development, we identify with our consciousness in our head. But in Eurythmy, I want you to try to sense that your self-awareness is in your heart. And from your heart, you're experiencing everything that goes on in this organism that you wear. So when you go forwards, your heart feels what happens when I move into my front of my body. When you go backwards, you feel, What happens when I move back? Right? What is all of this? Left. The whole body becomes a sense organ. And with that, then, we begin our practice. We're going to begin with the peace exercise, which we worked with extensively in our last 4-week session. Take your place in space. And we'll begin with feeling from your heart up and down. Imagine the stars above your head. Imagine one star above your head, full of light, your personal muse. Let the light from that star shine down, looking for you. It shines into your crown. And it continues through your body, happy to find you. Continues in front of your spine, through your feet, into the molten core of the earth. And if you do this well, you can feel living light, the living light of you, your presence, connecting heaven and earth. And I can feel like a lightning rod here, shining with presence. Now, as I stand like this, I feel it's good for me, myself, but my life only has meaning if I'm connected to the world. Thousands of miles below the stars, millions of miles below the stars, and thousands of miles above the center of the earth is this realm of the natural world. Spread your arms wide and feel you're stretching into nature, trees, waters. You're also spreading into the world where animals live and very much where other human hearts are. Feel yourself, cross of light, light above and below, warmth spreading through you. Feel the heart in the center of this. And now one more dimension. Now one is to be aware of the difference between what is visible and what is invisible. So take a step forward and feel so grateful for all the things in front of you. Now we need a little beautiful creative imagination. Don't just lean forward towards your computer. Imagine flowers, beautiful things. Just think of the whole visual space in front of you. And now think of the whole world of stars and help and angels behind you. And now wrap all of that into your heart. Lay your hands upon your heart chakra, the center of your chest, and breathe. Everything that you experience in the course of your life is engraved on your soul. And that which is eternal and good is going with you into the future. And that which is troubling gives you your life lessons. All right. I'm going to drop our arms. And we're going to create that again. But we're not going to introduce it as thoroughly. When you begin your Eurythmy practice, you stand here in your space. First step, I feel stars and I feel earth. I feel light. Second step, and I feel the world of nature and human beings with my open heart. And I'm aware of front space and back space. All right. Now we're going to leave this place of balance and we're going to go down into gravity, feeling this is what Earth is like. Gravity is heavy, and when I deal with it, I'm strong. And now release and go up onto your toes, like a plant drawn to the sun, and feel I belong also to the stars. And I belong to the human world and the natural world. Now, feeling from your heart, feeling your front space, I'm so grateful for the world of the senses. And I have so much to learn and remember from the world of the angels and the stars. And inside my heart, I bear an image of the whole world. Honor that part of yourself. Your heart does so much during the day, feeling, experiencing so much. Honor it for a second. One more time. And spread your arms wide. Can you feel all 6 directions right now? Above, below, right, left, front, back. And now as you go down, feel, I bless the earth. I give thanks for the stars. I open my heart to the world. I can bear the world. I'm so grateful for the senses. I feel reverence for that which is greater than I. Inside my heart, from all 6 dimensions, my soul is enriched all the time. And this is what I call the peace exercise. Do that 3 times in your daily practice. And now for our second step, we'll do the angel wing exercise. We do that really to awaken this sense behind us, because that sense is really so sleeping inside of us. So I want you first to roll your shoulders a little bit, become aware of your scapula. And know that we want to move our arms from those beautiful shoulder blades back there. We want to move our arms as if we have bird wings. So we're going to cross our wings ahead of us, above us, and feel them like the wings of a great swan, a great heron, an egret. And you're going to move your wings. Keep your palms forward. Take your wings down and let them unfold. Now cross them behind you. I'll come a little closer to the camera so you can see even better. You don't need to see my feet right now. And I'll pick them up. And I imagine these big wings opening behind me. And here, you should be so intently feeling the space behind you. You're barely looking at the camera. You're trying to feel what you look like from behind. Open your back space. And wonderful student, perhaps she's here this evening, I haven't seen, but she wrote to me. I feel as though when we are born, we have to leave our wings behind us in the spiritual world. But when we do Eurythmy, feather by feather, we regain our wings while we're on the earth. Now feel that these wings are growing around your heart. So can you imagine the picture of your heart with wings on it? That's a sacred symbol in some traditions. We'll continue now with the exercise of expansion and contraction. Open your wings wide, but feel that your wings have all these feathers on them. And I'll bring these wings, not up and down, this time fold your wings to your heart. And let your heart tell you the story. Thank you for coming back home. And now unfold your wings bit by bit, unfurl them, uncurl them from your heart outwards and back to the stars. And now bring starlight, cosmos spirit light into your soul. And give your soul the chance to open back up again to source. This is one of our primal eurythmy exercises. Contracting, introspection, expanding, extrovert, and turn yourself in. The world is reborn in you. You give yourself back and the world is changed through you. Excellent. Coming in within my heart shines the light of the sun. Within my soul weaves the warmth of the world. I will breathe the light of the sun. I will feel the warmth of the world. Light of the sun pour into me, and warmth of the world. Now drop your hands. Feel this light, feel outside and inside balance. Warmth of the world flow through me. Light all around you, peace in your heart. Oh, friends, if that was all that you did in your rhythmic practice, that would be enough. But let's go further. I want today to pick up only one of the 3 soul exercises we learned last time on our way to learning the Hallelujah. And I want to do the exercise Reverence. I will remind you and tell the new people, we have 3 important soul exercises. Reverence is an exercise that really helps us build our immunity, build our resilience. It helps us against too much stress in the sense world. It helps us in cases of insomnia, because everything about this exercise reminds us that we're connected to the invisible world, that world where we go to sleep at night and touch the stars again. So feel your back space. I'm going to start with the last part of the exercise. And I'd like you to lift your arms up, as we did before, like the wings, but keep your arms open and feel behind me are great sources of light. Feel you in this position, you can forget your computers, you can forget your cars, you can forget the stress of the world. If it were bedtime, you could just slip out of your body and go to sleep. Imagine your back illumined with stars. Now just feel your back. Imagine as many stars as you can behind you as you lower your arms behind you. Keep looking at stars. There are stars behind your legs. There are stars shining and twinkling on your heels. Did you get that? That's so different from computers, right? So try again. Now this position here is called the position of reverence. I honor the stars. And with reverence, open to all that light behind you. Thank you. Thank you for filling me up with healthy archetypes all night long, all the way down to your heels. Dear friends, if we can walk through life with that awareness, even with our eyes open, even when we're walking on the sidewalks, we are able to live in life much more healthily, aware of our full humanity. Now let's go into that position of reverence like this. We'll go. This is actually the Eurythmy sound, ha. Okay. So from your shoulder blades, you will go, ha. And when you get up here, you feel, oh, I made it back to that space of letting go of my stress again. Oh, now I remember stars. That's a little bit of the narrative you have to create inside yourself. You go. Oh yeah, how beautiful. And now, complete that by dropping your arms. Imagine stars behind you, all the way down to your heels. Good. As I said, that's the second half of this exercise, just a preparation. Home, you don't need to build up all the preparation, but I want to give you now the first half of that exercise. And this is going fully into the sense world, like this, and go into it with an open heart. Try to imitate the size of my gesture here. This is the sound ah. Imitate how big it is. I don't want you to be out there. I don't want you to be here. I want you to be here. And literally that corresponds to the angle that your mouth makes when you say ah, but don't speak it. Just with your whole heart feel this. Ah, beautiful is the world. Feel that, and your arms are making the space quiver with the excitement of wonder and adoring. I love the world. Try that again. I'm going to say ah, but don't you say ah. Just feel ah. Ah. Just feel it and create this resonance in your room that you are a wondering person. Ah, I love the world. And again, this is just a warm-up for this. Ah. Open heart, release the cramp in your heart and feel almost as a child would, look at how beautiful those flowers are. Ah. Now one more time. Ah. And now we're going to continue the exercise. Your angel taps you on your shoulders and said, remember me. Remember the stars. Drop your hands. Feel stars all the way through your back, all the way down to your heels. Friends, with that we have created the exercise to build your resistance, the ah reverence. Let's do that 5 times now, as we just did it with ah in front and reverence behind. Don't speak. Even when I'm not here, when you're doing it alone, don't speak. Here we go. Ah. Reverence. And feel your backspace. Stars behind you, all the way down to your heels. But again, because you're rebuilding patterns in your own life body. Ah, create wonder. Create reverence. Open your back. Feel reverence. And again. Ah. Feel your back. Yes. And again. I love the world. Ah. And I revere the stars. And one more time. Ah. Reflect on how you feel. I feel a little polish behind me. So with that, we've done one version of the exercises that you can do at home by yourself, if that's the one you want to focus on. But we've also laid the beginning for the Eurythmy exercise, Hallelujah, because it begins with the sounds ha and ah, and then proceeds into the wonderful sound L. So we're going to take the last moment to learn the L, and then you can practice this at home as well. And in the PDF that I sent you, I've described the L and how to do it in great length. But now I want to show it to you. The L is the sound of life and light and love. So it's a sound of transformation. So to begin the L, you must create an orientation in space, that below you is a world of darkness and shadows, and above you is a world of light. And you're going to move between the two of them with the sound L. So we start with our arms here, resting on the air, and you're going to go down, bending your arms, going down, becoming heavier. I really am clenching the ground more firmly with my feet. You can hardly see it, but I'm becoming heavier and heavier till I get down here. And now you see my hands are touching here. And now I'm going to rotate the hands. Catch that. They rotate. Let's do that one more time. I go into the L like this. And I rotate it. I'm going to begin lifting. I'm going to change darkness like a seed that's growing. And right here, I reach the horizon. And now here, I begin to move into the realms of light, like a plant. But I don't spread my arms until I get all the way to the top. And then here at the top, like a plant unfolding, like a tree opening, like a rainbow between my palms. I have this full experience of light. But right here, when I reach the horizon, I'm back into the working part of the L. Go down, become heavier. Lift and lift, moving through my scapula, and open wide. And let's do a few more. Inwardly, you hear, moving from darkness, moving to the middle point, going beyond it, and open wide. Beautiful feeling of freedom here, and a commitment to go dark. I change darkness into light. I change hate into love. And the last one, I change death into life. Now we'll bring our practice for today to a close. So fold your arms. And always at the end of your practice, take a moment to honor what you've done. Same thing in meditation. Before you go back to your everyday self, have a moment of introspection. There you are. All right. Let me review for you the few steps that we've done today. To take these at home in your personal practice, you can do the peace exercise. Below, above, right, left, front, back. You can do that 3 times. Then you can do the angel wings, down and up, opening your back 3 times if you like. Then you can do the contraction, expansion, movement with the sounds if you like. And then you can do this ah, ha, 5 times or 7 times. And then learn the L. And next week, we'll build on these so that we can do the whole sacred sound, hallelujah, the most blessed sound in Eurythmy sound sequence. I beg you now, in the time to come, as our country, as our world is in so much turmoil, I beg you to really work with this peace exercise. Become a committed cultivator of peace and love, so that no matter where you find yourself, you don't forget that your core is connected to eternity, the sources of love. One more word before we go. I'm getting ready to teach a study group on Thursday evening, starting in 2 weeks, a study course that will go for, I believe, 8 weeks on the book An Outline of Esoteric Science, also known as Cosmic and Human Evolution. And so if you're interested in doing that, please check my website and look for, I'll send out some announcements about that. And you can also write in the chat if you're interested. Thank you so much. And I bid you a good evening. Thank you. Look for the PDF tonight. As soon as I can, I will get this up on the website. Good night.